right, good morning. You are tuned into 1100 WSGI, and this is Lee Marie with The Go Show. I am so glad you all have joined us. Let us go to the Lord in prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for today. Please take the show where you want it to go. We pray for your perfect will, your perfect timing. In the mighty name of Jesus, amen. All right, guys. It is Wednesday, December 3rd. Happy birthday, Aunt Judy. Happy birthday, Aunt Judy. All right. Stephen is in the house for the first half of our show. And then the second half, I'm really excited because we will have a first time guest. We're going to have Kate Joyner coming in from an outdoor women's group. So that is super fun. I heard about it through one of my students, one of my line dance students. And so I was like, wow, I was seeing all these great pictures of activities and stuff. I'm like, what? How'd you get in that? So anyway, she hooked me up with Kate Joyner, and so I get to meet her for the first time today at 8:30. But for right now, we do have Stephen, and let me turn your mic on. Go ahead, say hello, Stephen.
Hello, everybody.
All right, thanks for
Good morning. It
joining
is
us.
very cold out there right now. 26 degrees at
Well,
my
yeah,
house.
it's not as cold as it was the last couple nights because our days. I didn't have to scrape anything off the window today. Praise the
It's my
Lord.
favorite time of the year. I
Is
know
it?
it's cold, and I know, yeah, my bones hurt and all that. And everybody's always telling me they got their aches and pains in the cold and all that. But winter, the change of the scenery, is one of the things that we studied in school when it came to history, was that people are happier. They are happier people when they have seasons that change. It's one of the things that they've noticed, that people like to have a little seasonal change. And I understand that. There are other areas in the world where it doesn't change that much. I guess down on the equator, it's always kind of the same, isn't it? Well, there are a lot of things going on today. I know we got the old timey ball coming up. That's going to be coming up here. The old timey ball is going to be so much fun. Well, we get to dress up like it is 1836, and that's going to be coming up soon. We're going to be talking about more about that. Another thing that came up was we just had an election. If you live in District 7, then you have a new congressional representative. We know how important representative government is, and we are a republic. So many people talk about America as being a democracy. It's actually not a democracy, it's a republic. We use the technique of democracy, we use the invention of democracy to create a republic. And that republic means that we are represented government. We've got representatives that represent the districts where people live. People talk to the representatives, tell them what they want. They go back to Washington. They make laws according to what the people want. Now, this is something that we need to really think about for a minute here. The most important thing about a Republican government, or a republic as we call it, is that people make the laws by telling their representatives what kind of laws they want, and not the other way around. So many times you see people relying on the government to figure it out for them. I think that people on the ground, and this is why we have government on the ground. We got cities, we got local governments. We get to tell our local government where we live, literally in our own city, what kind of laws we want and how we want to live. And okay, we don't want the government infringing on those laws. One of the most important, and I would say we can see that one of the most important things when it comes to law is the Constitution. Now, we have a state constitution and we have a national constitution. We have a Constitution of the United States, and we have a Constitution here in Middle Tennessee. In Middle Tennessee, often, when you think about it, Middle Tennessee and the Constitution, our Constitution in Middle Tennessee is very similar to the Constitution of the United States. And one of those things in the Constitution are the protections of the amendments. And those amendments, as we can say, are very important. And the one you hear about the most is the 2A amendment, the Second Amendment. I know that. We've got a Tennessee Firearms Association that's going to be meeting on Monday, the second Monday of the month. And on the second Monday of the month, we want everybody to come out to that at the American Legion in Greenbrier. We like to defend our 2A rights, and one of the best things we can do is come on out and have lunch or dinner with us, as we call it. Have dinner with us at 6 o'clock on the second Monday night of the month. We celebrate and we talk about the threat to the Second Amendment rights, our right to keep and bear arms. We're going to talk a little bit more about arms, statistics, blood and death, and all of that. And of course, the story of Cain and Abel in just a minute. What you got, Lee Marie?
All right. Well, I did want to just chime in on and finish that one part that you talked about for December 8th, because this coming Monday is our Robertson County chapter meeting for the TFA, for the Tennessee Firearms Association. And so I hope you guys will all come because it's a Christmas theme potluck We have a lot of fun. I don't know if Santa is going to make it this year because he had a cold. So, but either way, we're going to have a wonderful time, and it's a free admission, all ages. So it's never too young to start bringing your kids and teaching them about, the importance of our Second Amendment and firearm safety. So y'all come out this Monday, 6 p.m. at the American Legion. Our doors open at about 5:40, so come on in and chat it up. And then 6 o'clock we start eating, and then about 6:30 is when we do a program. And so that is coming this Monday. I wanted to make sure you knew that. But we have 5 minutes until Sharon is going to come on to talk briefly about the Jolton Travel Through Bethlehem event that's coming up. And so Stephen, I'm going to have you for the next 5 minutes.
Well,
you want to do it?
Yeah, let's bring her
Okay.
in.
All right. And then we'll swap you guys out. Okay. All right. So if Sharon's ready, is Sharon ready to come in right now?
Come on in, Sharon.
You want to find out? Is that good? Oh, look at how festive you look. I love that sweater. Awesome. Very good. So I'm so glad you were able to make it because I tried and tried and tried, but all of the actors had jobs and they couldn't come in to talk about the journey through Bethlehem. So I'm so glad that you could make it. This is Sharon Wilharm. She is author, speaker, what else? Film producer.
Film, yeah.
All right, there you go. All right, well, how have you been?
Doing good, busy.
I know you're always busy. I'm following you on Facebook. You just got all these conferences and just jet setting all over. But people don't have to jet set too far for coming up this weekend, right?
No, and I am so excited about this. Part of the reason why people can't come is because everybody is involved in Journey Through Bethlehem. We've got our dress rehearsal tonight. Then the performances start on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And we have 120 actors involved
Oh my
in this.
goodness.
And then when you factor in we have, I think last year it was like 400 volunteers involved in this production.
Wow.
So, but it's more than a production.
So there's still a few spots left?
There are. I looked, Friday is about booked. They're doing tours every 10 minutes. You take 20 people through at a time. It's strange. The 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock is when people are not coming.
Huh.
Isn't that strange?
Interesting.
Yeah, like people are coming earlier.
So I know that a tour leaves every 10 minutes, but how long does it take for the actual to go through the whole thing-ish?
I think it may be like 15 to 20 minutes because of the way it is.
Uh-huh.
But
There's
have you been
different stations.
through it?
I have not.
Oh my goodness, it is
I know. I'm really excited.
It is so immersive. And what I like about it is I've done a lot of Christmas things through the years. This is just done with such excellence. Like everybody gives their all, and it is just such a major deal. But it's not just the actors, because when you first arrive, you have ladies that are going to give you cookies, and there's Christmas music, and you can just feel the excitement. And then the tour guides take you through, and you see the shepherds and the angels, and you hear from the shopkeepers, and you get to shop in the marketplace, and there may even be a live chicken running around. And
So there's live animals, huh?
there are. I think chickens are the only ones inside.
Okay,
and then
all right.
outside there's a petting zoo. You'll
Oh,
see the wise
really?
men wandering around outside asking people if they've seen Jesus, and
Oh my gosh.
it's just so amazing.
All right, so you got to tell them how to get there and where it is and how to get tickets and all that.
Well, Jolton is very easy. If you're coming from Springfield, you just get on Tom Austin and you keep going until you see the church. So it'll be on your left when you get into Jolton.
Okay.
And if you go to the First Baptist Church Jolton, I think it's FBC Jolton or whatever it is, but it's very easy. If you search First Baptist Church Jolton, it'll come up.
Okay.
It says events, and so it has where you can sign up, and you just fill in, for your time. Now, if you don't sign up, you can still go.
Oh,
If you show up, they're going to squeeze you in.
okay.
Now, don't bring 10 people and
Right.
ask. 'Cause that may take a while, because
Right.
they try not to have more than 20 people in a tour, because it gets Bethlehem is crowded. There's a lot of people there.
How many tour guides are there? Do you know? Like at one time, one night, or how many stations? I guess I should say. Do you know?
There's probably about 10 stations.
Okay.
And I mean, they have done such a great job. You feel like, like I go to the church and I'm looking around going, where is this? Like you have no sense of, you just feel like you have, because the floors are covered, the ceiling, the walls,
Oh my.
everything is just
Wow.
so immersive. And everybody is in character. They also, you'll leave with a gift little gift bag, and it'll have an ornament that our craft team has made.
Wow.
There's just so many people behind the scenes.
You guys have
and
really
doing
done
stuff.
it up.
It really is.
Wow.
It's amazing.
Awesome. So that is December 5th, 6th, and 7th?
Yes, this weekend.
All right, this weekend, guys. Do you happen to know those hours?
Yes. So Friday it is 6 to 8. Saturday we are starting at 10 in the morning. What happened is the first year they only did nights, and then last year they added some afternoon, and they discovered people love the day. So now we're doing
Yeah.
all day. Saturday is from
Oh, that's
10
great.
until 8,
Okay.
and then on Sunday it's from 3 to 7.
Ah, okay, wonderful. I'm so glad. Yeah, a lot of people don't like to drive at night,
Exactly.
especially when the weather can be sketchy. I don't know what the weather's supposed to be like this weekend, but
Not like this.
like this? Okay. All right. All right. So, anything else? How to get a hold of anybody or?
I mean, if they have problems with the website, they can always call the church, and the
Okay.
church office can
Okay.
get
right.
them taken care
All
of. But
right.
just show up
All
and,
right.
and enjoy it, and bring the kids. And there are children in the production,
Oh,
and they're so
gosh.
cute.
That is so awesome. And this is all free.
Yes. Yes,
So,
there is no cost
yeah.
at all.
So I know some people on Facebook yesterday actually were saying, like, where are some good free things to take kids to? This would be perfect.
This would be perfect. I mean, they're supposed to have a camel. I mean, it's
Oh,
not
my
just
goodness.
for the petting zoo, it's not just your sheep and your goats.
Uh-huh.
They are supposed to have
Wow.
a camel.
All right. Is there anything else that you want to tell us?
I think that's
Okay.
it.
All right. Great. Thank you so much, Sharon, for coming
Okay,
in. Really
thanks.
appreciate that. So we'll have
Bye.
Stephen come back in, and thank you so much. And we'll have Stephen come back in and finish his talk before we have Kate come in. So either we talk to them, Linda, and find out who wants to come in. Okay, there you go. Come on in, Stephen. All right. We're going to have Kate come on at 8:30. What a fun day it is today. And we're going this year, Stephen. We got reservations for Journey Through Bethlehem at First Baptist Church in Jolton. And there's going to be a petting zoo. Did you hear that? And possibly even a camel. All right, Stephen, let's finish what we had started with Second Amendment.
We were talking about Second Amendment, but I know that we have a special guest coming in here in just a few minutes, and everybody want to hang on because we are so excited for her to come in and talk about what these ladies are doing now. Talk about hunting and fishing and all of the sports, the types of outdoor sports that we have here in Middle Tennessee that ladies get involved in, and they get involved in everything. And our special guest will be coming up to talk about that as well. One of the things we were talking about was the Second Amendment and the threat to Second Amendment. You can tell that there's a huge threat to the Second Amendment when you see how much money is spent to try to block, to block our right to bear arms, to keep and bear arms. Now, I know that there's a lot of studies out there. There's a lot of work being done at trying to show that crime goes down, or at least they would like to see if crime does go down when you have people who are allowed to freely keep and bear arms. That in your cities, you're a lot safer when you're allowed to keep and bear arms. Now, we know that the statistics do show that, and we know that studies have been done over the years that do show that. But one of the things that's been argued against that in that idea is that there are high poverty, high density cities where it doesn't matter how restrictive the gun laws are, people continue to die at much higher rates than they do in everywhere else. Now, they show there that, they have very restrictive gun laws in a lot of these cities. And I know in the state of Illinois, it's one of the most restrictive jurisdictions in the United States. In fact, they're always battling lawsuits because they violate the Constitution there on the Second Amendment, so much so with their gun laws that they're constantly in court. Now, one of the things we should recognize and remember about the state of Illinois is that, yes, they have the most restrictive gun laws in the nation, they're vying about it. We do have a lot of high poverty areas where most of the crime takes place. So the entire state is not at fault here when it comes to the violent crime. There are a couple of cities that take up all of the violent crime. Basically, almost all of it happens in just a couple of small areas where there's high population, high crime, low education rates, and high poverty rates. And all of those things have to be considered. And one of the things that we should consider here is that what are we doing in our high density cities? We know all over the world that gun laws and restrictive gun laws have been put in place in a lot of urban areas and high density, high population areas. And it has not done anything to stop the flow of murder, rape, and robbery, and all of the violent crimes that go along with that. In fact, it makes it even worse because when you don't have a gun to defend yourself and you're home alone, you are a sitting victim for a home invasion at any time. We know that happened in South Africa. The home invasion rates went way, 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 way up. They took all the guns away. And the rapes and home invasion rapes and burglaries and violent murders against women went way, way, way up, went through the roof, 1,000% increase. And so we know that when people do not have guns, the guns are taken away from them. They have no way to protect themselves when they're at home alone, when they were out on the street, when they were shopping. They have no way to protect themselves from a violent offender. A violent offender does not need to have a gun. He could have a knife. He could have anything. As long as he's bigger and stronger than his victim, he can overtake that victim and perpetrate a violent crime against her. And we know that we've seen that over and over again in a lot of the cities around the world, not just in America, but everywhere where there are restrictive gun laws. The violent crimes against women at home, home invasions, rapes, burglaries, and violent assault and murder go way, way, way up everywhere where there are restrictive gun laws. Now, we've seen this all over the place. Now, one thing that the media doesn't talk about, now we like to talk about blood and guts, right? We'd like to talk about all the people who get killed or murdered. We like to talk about all the gory details and how that happens. And we like to talk about all the blood and guts when it comes to violent crime and gun crime. One thing that we don't talk about that happens way more often than any of these crimes, and I know crime looks like it's a pretty big number. We got a lot of crime out there. We got a lot of crime in those big cities in some of those states. Not here in Middle Tennessee. We have very little crime here when it comes to some of these other places. When we compare ourselves to them, we do. But we don't need to do that. What we need to talk about right now, most important thing to understand here, is that violent crime does happen in major cities. And it does happen when there's high poverty and low education. We know that at a higher rate than it does in other areas, especially urban areas are much higher than, let's say, the country out in the rural areas. In the rural areas, we have a lot more guns. We have a lot more gun protection. One of the things the media likes to concentrate on is all the blood and guts of the murders and the rapes and all that happen and the robberies, because that's exciting. They say if it bleeds, it leads, right? But the one thing they never ever mention is that over 1 million times a year, 1 million times a year or more, actually they say it's a lot more than that, but 1 million times a year, a good guy with a gun prevents a crime from happening in this country, in the United States. In the United States alone, over 1 million times a year, a good guy carrying a gun prevents a crime from happening. And that's one statistic that people don't want to talk about. Because when criminals know that a place is heavily armed, that everybody's heavily armed, the general population is carrying guns, and they might be carrying them concealed, they don't want to go there to commit a crime, because that's where you're going to either going to get shot or killed trying to commit a violent crime, because everybody there is protected. They are protected because they carry their own firearms with them everywhere they go. If you know there's a liquor store in a corner and the guy behind the counter, the guy that works behind the counter has a shotgun and he has a handgun and he's protecting his business, you know that place is not going to get robbed. And if it does, there's going to be blood and you know it's not going to be good. But criminals know that and they don't want to go there. They want to go to the places where they know that people don't have any way to protect themselves. The easiest victim is a victim that's unarmed, that's smaller, lesser, cannot protect themselves, and that's the easiest victim. And a criminal doesn't want an extra work when he commits a crime. He wants a crime to be easy. So yes, of course, it's very simple. Even criminals themselves will tell you, and they've done interviews with criminals, why do they go to certain areas to commit crimes? Because they know that those people are not protected. They go to the areas where they know those people do not have firearms. That's where they go to commit crimes. And those cities that have the most restrictive gun laws, have the least amount of guns on the street, have the highest violent crime. They have the home invasion, they have the robbery, they have the rapes, they have the burglaries, they have violent assault. And those violent assaults get worse and worse and worse. And look around the world and you do see this. But of course, that's the stuff that makes the news. All the assaults, all the crimes, all the shootings, that makes the news. But 1 million times a year, a good guy carrying a gun or a good girl carrying a gun prevents a crime from happening. And that's the one statistic that people never talk about.
Thank you so much. Got to get my mic back on. Thank you so much. That is great information. And we're going to talk about that more on another show as well. But for right now, I do need to talk about one of our favorite sponsors, and that is Coldstream Christian Camp. And guess what, guys? They have their free annual Christmas celebration coming up. And it's a free event, but you do want to go ahead and register online ahead of time. They are going to be doing a live auction, which, matter of fact, the live auction has already begun online. So go online and see all the cool things. They're going to be there, but they're going to have free refreshments. The doors open at 5:30. Music starts at 6. And this is on Sunday, December 14th, 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. at Coldstream Christian Camp. They're located at 4730 Goodman Road in Adams. Beautiful campground. They do so much great work over there, and they want to invite you out for hot drinks and snacks and activities and music at their free Christmas open house. So hopefully you guys can all make it out to that. We appreciate them being one of our sponsors. There's actually a lot going on, guys. So I am, again, going on my Facebook page, and I am going to be sharing a whole bunch of events. But you already heard from Sharon that 5th, 6th, and 7th, which is this Friday, Saturday, Sunday, is the Journey Through Bethlehem at Jolton First Baptist. But there's a lot of other things going on, guys. This Saturday, Patriot Christmas Potluck. That is at Purpose Life Church, 8:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. It's going to be a grand old time. Lots of smiles in there. Again, this is a free event. All ages are welcome. Everyone is welcome to this. Again, it's Saturday, December 6th, 8:30 a.m. at Purpose Life Church, which is 805 Memorial Boulevard in Springfield. Right out, and we are going to be collecting size 5 diapers for Open Door Pregnancy Center, as well as if you want to bring any gift cards for our veterans, $20 gift cards for Walmart or Kroger, $20 or $25. And we're going to be giving those out after the December 8th TFA meeting. So hopefully you guys can help bring some Christmas joy to others. But just show up and be part of the joy. Then at 11:30, is Prayer in the Square. So that is going to be over by Crossroads. That is just a half-hour monthly small meeting, praying for the nation, praying for the county. Again, that's 11:30 to 12 this coming Saturday, December 6th. It's always the first Saturday of every month. All right, moving right along here. We have the parade that night. So right down Main Street in Springfield, in the beautiful downtown Springfield, it's getting beautifuler by the minute, right by the courthouse, we have our parade going. That's going to start at 5:30 this year, guys. So make sure you come out because it's gotten awesome. I mean, every year there's just more lights, starting to look like the electric parade over at
So much fun. We
Yeah.
love that parade. Get out there and get that hot chocolate. Get out there on the sidewalk. It's nice and cold. Everybody's bundled up. All the kids are bundled up. It's the cutest thing in the world. You see all those little children out
Yeah,
there.
it's so much
They all got their
fun.
snacks and their hot chocolate. And they're all bundled up with their parents. And it is so much fun.
And
to
it's
see
going to be
families
going right
come out
by
for
my
that
place
parade.
this time, well in the square. So
Come on out to Well in the Square. We'll be drinking hot chocolate out there.
Yep,
You'll
yep.
see us out there.
Okay, and then guys, Raymond wanted me to mention that they're going to have a special meeting a week from today. So December 10th at 6:30 p.m. over at Purpose Life Church. Florist Middle School is going to be there talking about some other options. So if you are a prospective or current middle school family, they want to offer you free pizza and an information session to hear about if you want to have one of these schools in your county. In Springfield, I think, is exactly where they're going to try to put that. And so it sounds very exciting because we know we're in desperate need of more middle school room. I know we're kind of packed out. And so this is an independent private school called Florist, which is just doing wonderfully. So they're going to be coming out to see if
I
Springfield
wonder if they
would
have a classical education curriculum like
I bet you
Hillsdale.
they do.
Yeah.
I bet you they do. So December 10th, 6:30, it is a free admission event. And then, of course, Laverne already mentioned this, but I'm going to mention it again, our old-timey Christmas ball. Guys, this can be a father-daughter ball. This can be a princess ball. Just put on your gown and come out and have a great time. Pre-sale tickets are only $10, guys. Please get them early because at the door they're going to be $20. So this is going to be at Well in the Square, which is inside Crossroads Christian Bookstore. And you can't miss it. You just come through Crossroads and go all the way back to the ballroom, and it's going to be all ages are welcome. We're going to have some free snacks there. So again, that's Friday, December 12th, the Christmas ball. And then on Saturday, December 13th, I do need to read a little bit on this because this is fabulous. This is the Mistletoe Marketplace, guys, and this is something that is new that they're going to be doing in the downtown square. And so I want to make sure I bring this up because you do not want to miss what this is going to be, guys, is there are several vendors that are participating. And if you go into their store and you take your bingo card, you can get it stamped. And once you do that, you will be able to possibly win some prizes. Now, I think that there's at least 20 vendors that are participating, and so you can win a whole bunch of different things. I know that they have a whole list of this, so I did share this on my Facebook page. It's called Mistletoe Market. This is a free event. So you don't have to buy something at that store. Just go in the store, get your bingo card stamped, and then they're going to be drawing. And a lot of places have donated $25 gift certificates and other things too as well. So they're going to have specials at a lot of the stores. There's going to be Christmas carolers. A lot of great holiday gifts, guys, because there's so many nice stores now that have popped up there. Yes, Well in the Square will be open that day. We will only be open from 9:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. So this is an all-day event, but like I said, we will be open. We're going to have some specials, and I'm going to pull up what our specials are. They Public House is actually the one that organized this. And so they asked everybody to not only donate a prize, but also to have some specials that day. So one of our specials that day is going to be you can buy a private group dance lesson for you and up to 12 guests for either a swing dance class or a line dance class for $49. So $49 total for you and 12 friends to have a private line dance or swing dance class. Pretty fun, huh? And that's one of the specials. And then our donated prize will be a gift certificate for two to do a line dance group lesson or for line dance. So 4 guests, and that's worth $100 value. And just to let you know, our line dance group classes are every Tuesday and Thursday at 11 a.m. and then Tuesday nights at 5:30 p.m. So those are just a few of the things that are coming up, guys. A lot of Christmas stuff, and I'm going to continue to post them on my Lee Marie Facebook page. I know there's a lot of other health stuff on there right now, so it's good stuff, but you do have to scroll a little bit to find some of the events, but we hope that you will do that. All right, I'm super excited. Kate Joyner, nice to meet you. Let me put your mic on. There we go. Now, we have not met in person, only on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that you were able to make it today. What exactly is the name of your group? And tell us a little bit about what you guys do.
Sure. I am Kate Joyner. I am the founder of Outdoor Women of Nashville. And girl, we do the most. We host workshops for ladies to get involved in the outdoors in a variety of ways, whether that's shooting sports or, water sports like kayaking, hiking. We do adventure travel. So we do a little bit of everything, but our main goal is to get ladies into the outdoors and to build a community around that.
Oh, that is awesome. And how important is that? That's what I was just saying, that I've been sharing a lot of health things on my Facebook page lately, and so much is like, get out in nature.
Sure.
So good for us. Now, you come from a military background, right? Or your husband?
My husband.
Your husband.
Yeah.
Where did he serve?
Well, a little bit of all over the place.
Really?
Yes, I'm very proud of him. He was a Green Beret, Special Forces.
Wow.
He retired, I guess, 2 years ago. So, but yeah, he was in Clarksville most recently. at Fort Campbell.
Okay. Very good. All right. Well, tell him thank you for our freedom.
I will.
Because we do appreciate that.
Sure.
All right. So back to your group. How long have you been doing this?
I guess about 6 years.
6 years. Wow. And you were the founder.
I am, yes.
And so did it just kind of start with just like you and a few friends going out, or like how did it come about?
Well, actually, my husband had a big part to play in that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from Lebanon. I've been in these woods pretty much my whole life, and I love to hike and kayak and do the whole nine. Well, my husband asked me to stop hiking solo, which is something I love to do. It's like, hey, babe, that's really not safe. We need to think about this long term. Really not a good plan. But I didn't listen. And so I was out at Beeman Park when I lived in Pleasant View, right down the road. I was on my lunch break and I was hiking the 2-mile trail and I fell and broke my leg.
Oh.
I snapped my kneecap just right in two, and I
Really?
fell down the holler and had to climb back up, a broken leg, and I was 1 mile in on a 2-mile trail. So I just had to fight through. I broke my phone when I fell. It shattered. So there was really no option but to get to my car. So I hiked out a mile, and when I got to my car, my work phone was in there. So I called my husband, and I was like, please don't be mad.
Oh.
I did what you said I was going to do, and I got hurt, and I need help. And so we had just moved to Pleasant View. I didn't know where the hospital was. So he guided me to the hospital from Fort Campbell. And so he met me there. And pretty much from the hospital bed in the ER, he was like, all right, you can't do this anymore. And I was like, well, I love to hike. And he was like, well, get you some girlfriends and go, babe. I don't know what to tell you. Like, spend time outdoors, but you're not being very smart. You need to do this safely. So from there, I created Outdoor Women of Nashville, just the group on Facebook. And we had talked about it before. So it wasn't a brand new idea, but I started it from pretty much a hospital bed. And it started with just, a couple hundred of my closest girlfriends that also like to hike. And now we're up to almost 18,000 members.
Are you serious?
Yeah, just in our local area. And now we've expanded to Florida, Alabama, and Georgia.
Oh, my goodness.
So now we're actually Outdoor Women of the Southeast and not just Outdoor Women of Nashville.
I like that. That sounds better.
Yeah.
Especially today.
For sure.
Oh, very cool. Now, is this your shirt?
Yes.
There you go.
So this is our
very
original
cool.
logo, Outdoor Women of Nashville. But like I said, we have grown. Now we're Outdoor Women of the Southeast. That's how we are on Facebook. But we still have regional groups. So we have a Nashville group. So if you want to meet up with local ladies to go hunt, hike, shoot, kayak, whatever that may be, rappelling, rock climbing, you can do that in your local area. But we have other groups in other states as well.
Oh, wow. So that is so awesome. Did you ever think it was going to get that big?
I had not a clue, not a clue. I had gone to an outreach event by the TWRA years and years ago. We're talking 10 or 11 years ago now. And I fell in love with it. And they taught us long range rifle, how to ride ATVs, how to hunt, things like that. Really? And on one of my husband and I's first date, he's like, well, what's your dream job, your 5-year plan? What would that look like? And I worked for the state at the time and loved it. Had a great job, really enjoyed my time with the state of Tennessee. And I was like, but I would love to do an adventure summer camp for women where we just do those type of activities, workshops on how to hunt, how to shoot, and so on. But I would love to do that full time. And he's like, well, you should do that. I was like, well, I will someday once I retire and, just kind of go from there. But once I fell in the woods, that was about 2 years after that conversation. And so he's like, all right, the time is nigh. Let's do it now. So, and since then it's retired me from the state of Tennessee. It's my full-time job.
Wow.
Along with momming, I have littles. So, I focus on, growing them and homeschooling them. And
so you're a homeschool mom.
yes, wife and homemaker is definitely my full-time first and foremost job. And then, past that, I get to run around and hunt in the woods with my girlfriend. So pretty much the coolest jobs ever you could possibly have, at least for me.
Very cool. That's awesome. Now, are you still living in Pleasant View?
I'm not. We have moved to the coast. So we are down at they call it LA. It's Lower Alabama. It's the Florida-Alabama line.
Okay.
So we're down there farming and homesteading and just, all sorts of shenanigans down that way.
So how often do you come up here?
Quite a bit. I'm from here. My kinfolk are still here, so I come back and forth quite a bit. And my work is still here. So yesterday I was honored to be a part of the conservation luncheon with the TWF, the TWRA, TDEC, and all of the folks, all of the acronyms that are related to the outdoors. I was an honored guest at their luncheon yesterday, or honored to be a guest, I should say, at their luncheon yesterday.
That's awesome. Now, does the TWRA still do the women's?
They do the Becoming an Outdoors Woman program, which is phenomenal.
Why have I not heard about it? We have Caleb Stratton on all the time.
Oh, you should definitely go. So they have the 2-day workshop. That's what I started in, 11 years ago or so. I went to my first one and got hooked. I don't come from a hunting background. I didn't start hunting until my 30s. And now my life revolves around hunting seasons, what state I'm in, what game I'm hunting. My children now are that way. So I'm a first generation hunter because of outreach through the TWRA. It has become such a huge part of my life. And they actually kicked off Outdoor Women of Nashville. We had already started and was already holding workshops and already had a little bit of momentum behind us. And they came and asked if we would partner with them to host some women's events. And they gave us a tremendous amount of support to get started, to host more events. So now we were holding 2 a month to do different types of outreach, but now we've slowed a little bit with our expansion in a little bit of a growth phase of getting started in the Wiregrass area down by the coast and up here. So they have been, the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency is wonderful. And the Tennessee Wildlife Federation, they do a phenomenal job with their hunter education and outreach and their Hunt and Fish Academy. They have just been marvelous. So Tennessee does the best job, in my opinion, out of all states. And I've been to took quite a few of them to hunt in them. They do the best job with their hunters outreach, and outreach is so important. Like I said, I didn't grow up hunting. I'm not from a hunting family. My mom still gives me a hard time about hunting. She likes to pretend that it grates her nerves and she can't eat Bambi, but she eats chicken all day long. So chicken and beef. So, but I didn't come from that. So just through an outreach event that wasn't even related to hunting, it was ATVs and long range rifle and scuba diving, believe it or not. That's what kind of pulled me in. So just from those events, that changed my whole life and got me and now my children. So I'll have second generation hunters. And then plus the ladies that we brought to the outdoors through Outdoor Women of Nashville. So outreach is super important, and Tennessee does a great job.
So I know some ladies are like, all right, I want to go in. So like, let us know how exactly they can get involved with all this.
Well, if you are in the Tennessee or tri-state area, the best thing to do is join Outdoor Women of Nashville #own group. That's where we post all our events. We have an intro to waterfowl or intro to waterfowl basics coming up. That's a workshop that you can join. So we'll teach you everything you need to know about how to get started in duck hunting and waterfowl. And then we will move on to doing a ladies duck camp, which is my favorite time of year. Duck is my favorite species to hunt for sure. But we'll host a full-on ladies duck camp where you come and we'll walk you through how to hunt and where to hunt and so on, take you to some great blinds. So that's coming up next. We also have ladies deer camp. It's an all ladies deer camp experience. That's coming up in Jackson, Tennessee. But all of our events are posted through the group. And if hunting's not really your thing, but you'd like to come hang off a mountain with us, we are going to Wyoming, both in February to do some winter sports. And we are going back and going to Wyoming and the Tetons and kind of that little corner of the earth. We are going in June, I believe. And we just have, I think, 2 spots for that. So we are going for several days out there to adventure around. But the best thing to do is join the group, Outdoor Women of Nashville, #own group. And that's where we'll post all of our signups. And just jump in, girl. You don't need to know a soul. Just come and have a good time. We'll take care of the rest.
And there's ladies from all over this area.
We have ladies. We've had ladies come from Indiana just to join us for a fly fishing workshop at the Caney Fork one day. She drove like 4 or 5 hours just to come fish with us for a couple hours. So, and you don't need to be an outdoors woman. You don't need to have any skills at all. In fact, we prefer if you don't. So there's no bad habits to overcome. We'll teach you everything you need to know. And we have all the supplies you need. So you literally just get your ticket and show up. We'll take care of the
Oh my
rest.
goodness, I am so excited. Now Michelle is the one that told me about you.
Okay.
And so otherwise I would not have even heard about
Yeah.
it.
Well, I'm
So,
glad she did.
Yes, yes. So thank you, Michelle.
Yeah, no doubt.
Very cool. All right. So this is Kate Joyner, and she is fabulous. And, I was just thinking, Laverne is going to want to have you on her show.
Sure.
U-Turn Laverne does a show before me from 7 to 8. So I just texted her. I said, when's your next opening? You have to get in there because she's just going to be just loving this.
Sure.
So,
I'd love to. I've listened to her show for a long time.
All right, there you go. So, anything else that we need to talk about for upcoming events or
Yeah,
contact information?
We would love to have you. One thing I forgot to mention is we have a lot of weekly hikes going on. So we've got some on the other side of Nashville. I think there's a group starting up here. So if hunting is not your speed, that's totally fine, girl. It wasn't my speed either. I'm not a long-term hunter. This is a new activity for me. If you just want to come hike with us or kayak. This summer we'll be out at Burgess Falls. We're going back to Fancher Falls, out a little bit east of here, just a little bit. But you don't have to be into hunting to hang out with us. So it takes all types to make the world go round. And we'd just love to have you come and get in the outdoors with us.
That is awesome, guys. Oh my goodness, I am so excited. I'm gonna definitely go on. Now, you said that the southeast one is that also what we should be looking for on Facebook?
Yeah, if you want to follow our public page, so our groups are just for our ladies. We don't allow fellas in there. We love our fellas very much so, and we work with some great fellas, but sometimes you just need a space just for ladies. We have unique challenges in the outdoors, so we're kind of a girls club. For our private groups, but our public Facebook page is Outdoor Women of the Southeast. And you can keep up with all our adventures. And right now we're showcasing ladies that have just harvested some great deer this season in Tennessee. So if you've harvested a great deer and you're a lady and you'd like us to put it out there for you, send it our way. Send us a DM.
I
We'd
love
be glad to
that.
post you up and celebrate you and your accomplishments.
That is so awesome. Very cool. Well, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate that. It was such a pleasure to meet you, and hopefully you'll be seeing me outdoors somewhere.
Yeah, girl, come join us. And thank you so much for having me.
All right. Thanks so much. All right. And have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
All right. That is Kate Joyner. So glad that she could join us. And our other guest can come back in because he's got some other. Yeah, there you go. All right, I'm going to do a couple other announcements that I need to do for you guys. Of course, you guys know our good friends over at UPS. They have sponsored our show for a long time, and we're so happy to have them. They do everything, and they can make some really great gifts for you as well. And so you can check them out at 513 Memorial Boulevard in Springfield. And oh, there you go. Very cool. Make sure you tell them Lee Marie sent you. They always have really cool coupons. And Stephen, if you need to go talk to her, that's fine. They always have cool coupons, guys, and their coupons don't expire. So make sure you go in there. They also have a notary in there, and lots of great information. If you need to go talk to her, you can. Okay, all right. Yeah, it's Stephen. What do you think about that? Isn't it so great to have a group of ladies that are like they're showing their, I've looked at some of the pictures on Facebook, of their deer hunts and stuff. And it's just great because so many people want to say that like, oh, hunting and all this stuff is only the guys thing. But this lady's like, showing it. Oh, I'm just so excited.
It's not a guy thing. It's a family thing. Actually, it's a tradition of families. If you think about it, it takes a group of people to hunt. You don't really do it by yourself in a sense. You do sometimes hunt by yourself, but it's much better when you hunt as a group and you work together as a team, and you can learn and teach and you can learn from each other, and you can learn to be a great hunter. And that's one of the things that hunting is so important here in Middle Tennessee. It's a big part of it. I know we have it in a lot of states in the United States. There's a lot of hunting going on during the season, but when it comes to hunting being sort of the pride of our tradition, because we hunt for food, right? We hunt for food as part of the tradition of humanity. It goes all the way back to the beginning of time. We were hunters and gatherers, and we're still hunting and gathering. Go to the supermarket, we're gathering up our stuff there, right? So we are still hunting and gathering. We've never stopped that primal instinct that we have, that we live by. And I think it brings families together. It becomes a sporting event. It becomes a entertainment event. It becomes a family activity. It becomes a rite of passage for a lot of people, a lot of young kids. And I know that young ladies, there are little children, I know one of my neighbors, one of their boys was, I guess, 6 years old, 6 or 7. He just turned 7, got his first buck. He got his first rabbit and his first turkey. And he got a second deer all in the same week or within the same 2 weeks. So he had a huge initiation into the world of hunting with his granddaddy and his family and friends. Now, he's not the only one. They also have a lot of young ladies out there. And these little young ladies, little girls around the age of 7 years old are getting out there hunting, and they're getting their first turkey and their first buck at the age of 7 years old. And so it becomes a family tradition, it becomes a rite of passage, and it also becomes an activity that links us to our primal roots all the way back to the beginning of time.
All right. Well, we do have to talk about a couple other things. And so I was wondering if you would do the Ridgetop Mower ad for me.
The Ridgetop Mower is located at 1100 Matthew Street in the heart of Springfield, Tennessee, the great state of Tennessee. That's right. And we have Gary down there at Ridgetop Mower. He knows everything there is about your mower. And I'll tell you what, if you call him and you say, look, I got a problem with my mower. I'm worried because when mower season comes up, I don't want to have to buy a new mower. I want to get it worked on. Can you help me out? Yes, he can. In fact, he's got pickup and delivery. He'll come pick it up for you and deliver it back when it's done, when it's ready. It lets you know everything you need to know about keeping that mower in good shape. It's one of those things that we do over the winter too, is that Gary will tell you, look, you got to do some things over the winter. And if you don't know how to do it, Gary can do it for you. He can pick it up. He can bring it back to you. He can get your mower ready for hibernation, because we're going into hibernation time right now.
That's right, we are.
And there are certain things you need to do when it comes to that. But you can call Gary down there at Ridgetop Mower. What's the phone number?
The phone number is 615-855-0044. That's 615-855-0044. Make sure you tell him Lee Marie sent you, and he will give you 10% off parts and labor. And he's got a lot of parts hanging up there.
He's also working on heaters right now. So
that's right, the kerosene.
Right now, yeah, he works on those heaters and get those heaters running. Right now, it's important. I talk about this all springtime and everything. I said, get your heater into Gary before it gets too cold. Well, right now, it's too dang cold, so get that heater in right away.
It is.
Because we need to get that heater fixed up and running. If you're out in the garage or the shed right now, it is so cold out there. So get those heaters up and running. Gary will get that fixed for you right away and get it right back to you.
All right, and one more thing. I hope you guys made it out to Southside. Had their big Christmas party last week, just a couple days ago, actually. They're at 1000 South Main Street. If you haven't haven't been into Southside lately, you got to go in and check out the gifts that they have in there, because you're going to find some original, fabulous Christmas gifts. Southside Drugstore is open Monday through Friday, 8 to 6, and Saturday, 8 to 4. You can also check out their website at southsidedrugco.com. We appreciate them being an original sponsor of The Go Show. Make sure you tell them that Lee Marie and The Go Show sent you. And make sure you check out, hey, Linda, do you still have greeting cards over there? Or did they sell out again at Southside? She's on delay, so it's going to take me a minute to get that answer. But Linda has some beautiful cards over there at Southside. There's still a couple left. Go in there and see. Also, as we get ready for all of our festivities, you guys want to make sure you're looking your best, right? Well, DK Styles is awesome. I'm just going to tell you right now, they can do anything pretty much that you want to do, and they're totally pro. DK Styles and tanning, so you can get your haircut, colored, tan, just they do all the services right there. They even have a manicurist there now. They're open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 7. Saturdays, they're open at 8 to 3, which is great because, sometimes you get these last minute things coming up on a Saturday and you're like, oh no, my hair. So you can actually go, and at 8 a.m. on a Saturday, that's great. Their phone number is 615-384-8999. That's 615-384-8999. They're located at 3538 Tom Austin Highway. Super easy to find, and they do ladies, men, kids, everything over at DK Styles. So check them out. All right, I think that those are all of our sponsors. They is so good. Now we have some time left to just talk about other things that are going on in town. And like I said, I am definitely going to have Kate Joyner come back because I want her to come on Laverne's show and also talk about what are some of her favorite stories. So Kate, if you're still listening, start to think of your favorite stories because we want to have you back to talk about that because that would be so much fun. Okay, Stephen, we have 8 more minutes left, so I'm going to let you.
A lot of time left here. Now, we've been talking about the meeting coming up Monday night. That is this Monday, right? And I just want to verify. That is the second Monday of the month?
Yes.
Okay.
December 8th is
On
the
the
second
Monday of the month. There is a meeting. The Tennessee Firearms Association is having a meeting, and that meeting it requires that you come hungry because they want you to come hungry and leave happy, like some of these restaurants. Because we are going to be bringing a feast of food out there. It's going to be a holiday style food, but I know I am bringing a giant chunk of
pork roast.
Pork roast, yes, right. I'll be bringing that down there. So if you like pork roast, I'm going to make a good one. I'm going to make it good. I'm going to make it what they call a special way that we used to do it in California when we were down there. So it's going to be really delicious.
These pork roasts are fabulous. And now I'm hungry, so let's not talk about food anymore.
Now, I know I'm getting hungry too because we've been talking about food.
Oh, I do want to mention one other thing. This Friday is the first Friday, which means we always have our Health Friday. So make sure you tune in this Friday. I will be doing a special edition Go Show from 8 to 9. And speaking of health, guys, we're doing a lot of great wellness classes now. And Stephen's class that happens on Mondays at 9. Can you tell them a little bit about your 9 o'clock class? Because people need to make a New Year's resolution to come to this because this
Well, I know there's going to be some resolutions made. Now, the good thing about making resolutions is that that within a couple of months, you decide whether or not that was a wise choice to make that resolution or not. Pretty quick whether or not it feels like that was a wise choice to make. But the idea that you want to make a resolution, that you want to make a change, and this is one of the things that I think it was really important to talk about today was people want to make a change in their life. And when you want to make a change in your life, there's a reason why you want to make a change. There's something inside you that says, I want to make a change. I need to make a change. I feel like making a change is something good for me. Now, that is something we all feel from time to time. Now, that might be an indication that we need to do some evaluating. We really should look into our soul a little bit. We should look into our spirit a little bit and see why we're unhappy with the way things really are. There are so many things that we need to think about, that we should be thinking about in the sense that we know that we have agency. We have control over our own life. For the most part, we control our life. And if there's a change to be made, we are the one to do it. So I'm thinking that if you want to make a change and you feel like you need to make a change, N-I-N-E-E-D, need to make a change, and we don't like to use those words like need and have to and all that. We don't like to use those words. We want to think of it more as an opportunity. So when you feel like you need to make a change, that should not be a need. It should be something that should be an opportunity. It's like you've discovered an opportunity to make a change in your life. And now you're ready to step forward and make that change. So the first thing you do is you say, well, I'm going to make a resolution. Well, resolutions often don't work that way. So I would say, go slow. And one of the slowest ways to start, and one of the ways that makes it, I would say one of the easiest ways to start to make a change with your health is to take a look at your diet and reduce some of the sugar you're eating. We talked about that. And then start some motion. Get off the couch for just a minute, or actually get on the couch and do some of the exercises that we teach down at the Well, which you can do right from your own living room once you learn how to do them. And I always recommend you do it in front of the TV, because I like to watch TV and do my stretches and my exercises right there on the couch while I'm watching TV. And I get healthy that way. I get healthy on the couch. So the couch is not necessarily a bad place to be if you can use it properly now and then. So we'll talk more about that as things go. And if you're interested in that, you can go look at the Well in the Square, where they have those classes and all of those health things available to you.
Yes.
Now, we talked a little bit about the Second Amendment. Again, I want to talk about some things about this Second Amendment coming up here in about a minute. I'm going to give a few more things about the Second Amendment that we started to talk about this morning. We've been playing musical chairs today, but there's some things that I know there's a lot of hard feelings on both sides of this issue when it comes to gun rights, and I think there's some easy way to clear this up. And one way to understand that we were really on the same side. It doesn't matter what side of the Second Amendment you're on. You're really on the same side. You're on the side of protection and safety. And everybody is involved in the idea. Everybody invests themselves in the idea of wanting to be a safe family. You want to have your children safe. You want your home safe. You want your lives safe. And we are all on the side of safe. We want to be safe people. We want to be safe and healthy, and we want to be free from the threat of violent crime. And so because of that, we have strong feelings when it comes to the Second Amendment, the right to keep and bear arms, which is not given by our government, by God himself. God gives us our God-given rights. That's why they're called God-given rights. And one of those God-given rights, which was discovered to be a God-given right many, many years ago by the founding fathers of this country, along with the right to security in yourself, what they call the right to having a secure life, meaning that the government cannot just charge into your house without a warrant and search you. That is a right of security. We have that right, which is a God-given right. We have the right to keep and bear arms, which is a God-given right, because you have the right to protect yourself from any and all threats to you, yourself, your family, your community, your country, actually. And that right includes up to and including being protected from your own government, which is the very reason why the Second Amendment right exists to begin with in our Constitution, because the Second Amendment that comes with us, our Constitution, both in the state Constitution, which we have a Second Amendment and a state Constitution, we have what's called a Second Amendment, or the right to keep and bear arms, in both the state and the federal, the U.S. Constitution. The reason why we have that originally was to protect us from a government that was out of control. They thought that the people are the best, they know that it was the people, by the way, who rose up and achieved an independence from Great Britain. And it was the people who rose up and protected us from the threat in Mexico and in Spain and from France. Okay, we had to win this country through protecting ourselves with guns. We use guns to protect ourselves, and we use guns to secure this nation. We've done it. So we know that originally the Second Amendment was designed to form a security of you, yourself, your home, your family, your state, your city, and your nation. We want to form security for our nation and for ourselves. And that is originally why the Second Amendment was written. We'll talk a little bit more about that and some things that we have strong feelings about this. I know on both sides of the Second Amendment, we have strong feelings. Some people think that you're safer if all the guns are taken away, and some people think that you're safer if you allow all the guns to remain in place for what we call God-fearing and law-abiding citizens.
So come on out on Monday night to TFA and be a part of
citizens. That's right.
Robertson County TFA. Okay, I did want to mention a couple more things, guys. There's so much going on, but this Saturday after the parade, you can go go over to the fairgrounds because the North Robertson Fire and Rescue annual chili supper is taking, yes,
Chili?
I know, that's what I had to tell
I
you.
think you had me at the word chili.
5 to 8 p.m. at the Robertson County Fairgrounds, $10 for adults, $5 for kids 12 and under. So that's something. And then also,
Okay, there's chili out there, right? Okay, so we're
I
going to
gotta
go
talk
get ourselves
fast.
some chili, right?
and also Travis Price Park is doing carriage rides this Saturday from 5:30 to 8:30. So after the parade, also you can head on over to Travis Price Park. So the lights are already on over there. Every night, and I just want to tell you that carriage rides, this is a new thing for the Travis Price Park, but they have these certain days that they're doing special things. Oh my gosh, it's 9 o'clock. How'd that happen? There's so much going on, guys. They're
Wait,
really,
go back. When is that chili thing? What is that about? Let's
that
start
is
real
this
quick.
Saturday, this Saturday at the fairgrounds. So we
This
will go.
Saturday at the fairground.
Yeah, so after
What
the
time?
parade, we'll go over there. It goes till 8 o'clock.
After the parade goes till 8 o'clock. So get there before 8. Get to the fairgrounds before 8 o'clock and get yourself some chili, y'all.
Yeah. All right, guys, it's already 9 o'clock. I'm going to share a bunch of things on my Lee Marie Facebook page. And then don't forget, guys, there are so many wellness classes out there. Stephen's wellness class is Mondays at 9 o'clock, but then Cindy teaches a band class at 10. I teach line dance at 11 and on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Cindy's class is Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then Tuesday nights at 5:30, I'm teaching line dance as well. So got a lot of fun stuff coming up. Sewing class is super fun. $20 if you pre-buy that. And those at Monday
There are a whole
at
bunch
10
of little
a.m.
ladies in that
to
sewing
12.
class, and they are sewing dresses for that.
Yeah,
Christmas
everybody's
ball.
sewing dresses for the Christmas ball, guys. Make sure you get your tickets at Crossroads Christian Bookstore for the upcoming Christmas ball. And I want to do a shout out to Robin. She just texted and said, "Great show, and I wish I lived in Springfield because you guys have a lot going on." Yeah, we do. We got it going on. All right, guys, that is it for me. I want to thank Linda for always helping us. Stephen, thank you. We want to thank Sharon and Kate for both coming in. Oh, what a great day, guys. All right. We hope that you guys are all out festivating because this is the most wonderful time of the year. Remember, be a friend, invite people out to this stuff. Call them up, get out there. All right, guys, we love you so much. God bless. Make it a great day.